Assalamu Alaikum, friends. Today we are going to talk about a prophet who is the epitome of patience and steadfastness. A person who called his people towards Allah for 950 years, but only a few people supported him. Today's story is about Hazrat Nuh A.S, a flood that was a sign of the Day of Judgment, and a faith that was stronger than mountains. Allah Almighty has mentioned Hazrat Nuh in many places in the Holy Quran. His life teaches us how important it is to stand firm on the truth, no matter how difficult the circumstances may be. So let's begin this great story.
Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam was sent by Allah Almighty to his people. This nation lived in the region of Iraq. These people were initially upon Tawheed. They worshipped Allah, but gradually their path changed. Shaitan planted whispers in their hearts. They made idols in memory of their righteous elders. Initially, they were just for remembrance, but slowly these idols became objects of worship. Wad, Suwa, Yaghut, Ya'uq, and Nasr. These 5 idols became their gods. The people became so lost in shirk and disobedience that they forgot their Creator. They became arrogant, oppressive, and completely turned away from the truth. When injustice and corruption spread everywhere, Allah Ta'ala sent Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam as a messenger to guide them. Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam was a man of great wisdom and character. He had a pure heart and complete faith in Allah. When he received the divine message, he dedicated his entire life to this mission.
Now begins the most amazing part of the story. Hazrat Nuh A.S. called their people towards Allah for 950 years. Yes, you heard that right. 950 years. Can you imagine someone preaching the truth for nearly 1,000 years without giving up? Hazrat Nuh A.S. used every method to guide his people. He called them during the day and during the night. He invited them publicly and privately. He explained to them with love and compassion. He warned them of Allah's punishment and gave them the glad tidings of paradise. The Quran mentions Hazrat Nuh A.S. saying, "O my people, worship Allah. You have no God other than Him. Indeed, I fear for you the punishment of a great day." But what was the response of his people? Mockery, ridicule, and rejection. The chiefs and leaders of his nation said, "We see you only as a human being like us. We see that only the lowest among us follow you, and we do not see in you any superiority over us." They said that Nuh A.S. was just an ordinary person, so how could he be a prophet? They mocked his followers, who were mostly poor and weak people. They showed arrogance and pride. But Hazrat Nuh A.S. did not give up. Day and night, in every season, in every situation, he continued calling towards the truth. He would say, "O my Lord, I have called my people night and day, but my calling has only increased their flight from the truth." Sometimes he would cry in prostration before Allah. Sometimes he would go door to his people, but his nation's hearts had become harder than stone. They would put their fingers in their ears when Hazrat Nuh A.S. spoke. They would cover their faces so they wouldn't have to see him.
950 years passed. Generation after generation came and went. Fathers taught their children to reject Nuh alayhi salam, and those children taught their children the same. The cycle of disbelief continued. Finally, Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam prayed to Allah, "My Lord, do not leave upon the earth any inhabitant from among the disbelievers. If you leave them, they will mislead your servants and will not beget except a wicked, ungrateful child." This was not a prayer of revenge, but a prayer of wisdom. Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam realized that these people would never believe, and their coming generations would also follow the same path of misguidance. Allah Ta'ala accepted his prayer and commanded, "O Nuh, build a ship under our watchful eyes and according to our revelation, and do not address me concerning those who have wronged. Indeed, they are to be drowned." Now came a new test. Hazrat Nuh A.S. was commanded to build a massive ship in the middle of the desert, far from any sea or river. Can you imagine what people must have thought? When Hazrat Nuh A.S. began building the ship, his people's mockery increased even more. They would pass by and laugh. "Oh Nuh, have you become a carpenter now? You claimed to be a prophet, and now you're building a ship in the desert?" But Hazrat Nuh A.S. replied with dignity, "If you mock us, we will surely mock you, just as you mock. You will come to know who will receive a humiliating punishment and upon whom will descend an everlasting punishment."
Day after day, month after month, year after year, Hazrat Nuh A.S. and his believing companions continued building the ship. They cut massive trees, prepared planks, and assembled this enormous vessel according to Allah's guidance. The Quran tells us that this ship was built under Allah's watchful eyes and divine inspiration. Every measurement, every plank, every detail was according to Allah's command. This wasn't just any ship. This was a ship that would save the believers from the greatest flood in history. The believers who were with Hazrat Nuh A.S. worked tirelessly. Despite the mockery, despite the hardship, despite the strange looks from people, they had complete faith in their prophet. They knew that what seemed foolish to the world was actually divine wisdom. The ship had 3 levels. It was made waterproof with tar and pitch. It had compartments for different purposes, for people, for animals, for supplies. It was a masterpiece of engineering, guided by the creator of the universe himself. As the ship neared completion, the atmosphere began to change. The sky started to look different. There was a strange heaviness in the air. Something big was about to happen.
Then came the day that changed everything. Allah Ta'ala gave Hazrat Nuh A.S. a sign. "When you see water gushing forth from the oven, know that my command has come. Then load onto the ship pairs of every species, your family except those against whom the word has already been decreed, and all those who believe." The sign came. Water began gushing from the oven, a place where water should never be. This was the signal. Hazrat Nuh A.S. immediately announced to the believers, "The time has come. Board the ship quickly." The believers hurried to the ship with their families. They brought pairs of every animal species, birds, animals, everything that walked upon the earth. The ship became like a floating zoo, carrying the future of creation. Meanwhile, the sky turned dark. Black clouds gathered from all directions, and then it began. Rain like never seen before, not drops, but torrents of water pouring from the sky. The Quran says, "So we opened the gates of heaven with rain pouring down." At the same time, the earth split open. Springs burst forth from every direction. Water came from above and from below. The 2 waters met according to a matter already predestined. It was as if the sky and earth had conspired together to drown the disbelievers. The water level rose rapidly. What was once dry land became a raging ocean. The valleys filled, the plains disappeared, the hills became islands, then they too began to submerge. The people who had mocked Hazrat Nuh A.S. now realized their mistake. They ran in all directions, seeking high ground. They climbed trees, scaled mountains, but the water kept rising. Their wealth couldn't save them. Their status couldn't save them. Their idols stood silent and helpless.
Inside the ark, it was a completely different scene. While chaos reigned outside, inside there was peace and order. The believers were reciting tasbih and thanking Allah for His mercy. They had faith that they were under Allah's protection. Hazrat Nuh A.S. said, "Board it. In the name of Allah is its sailing and its anchoring. Indeed, my Lord is forgiving and merciful." The ship began to move. It sailed upon waves like mountains. Can you imagine? Waves so high they looked like moving mountains. The ship rose and fell with these massive waves, but it remained safe because it was under Allah's protection. Outside, the scene was heartbreaking. Hazrat Nuh A.S. saw his own son trying to climb a mountain. His heart filled with fatherly love, and he called out, "Oh, my son, come aboard with us and do not be with the disbelievers." But his son replied with arrogance, "I will take refuge on a mountain that will protect me from the water." Hazrat Nuh A.S. said, "There is no protector today from Allah's command except for whom He has mercy." And then the wave came between them, and his son was among those drowned. This was one of the most painful moments for Hazrat Nuh A.S. Even prophets are fathers. Even prophets feel the pain of losing a child. But Allah's command was supreme. Hazrat Nuh A.S. cried out to Allah, "O my Lord, indeed my son is of my family, and your promise is true, and you are the most just of judges." Allah replied, "O Nuh, indeed he is not of your family. He is one of unrighteous deeds, so do not ask me about that of which you have no knowledge. Indeed, I advise you, lest you be among the ignorant." This taught us a profound lesson. True family is not just of blood, but of faith. Those who share our beliefs are closer to us than those who share our DNA but reject the truth.
The flood continued. The earth became one vast ocean. Everything was submerged. Only the ark floated, carrying the believers and the animals. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The ship sailed on, protected by Allah's mercy. Then, finally, came the divine command, "O earth, swallow your water. O sky, withhold your rain." Immediately, the rain stopped, the springs closed, the water began to recede. It was absorbed into the earth and evaporated into the sky. The same earth that had burst forth with water now swallowed it back. The Quran says, "And the ship came to rest on Mount Judy, and it was said, 'Away with the wrongdoing people.'" Mount Judy, a mountain that many historians believe is in present-day Turkey. The ark settled there, safe and sound. The door opened, and fresh air filled the ship. The believers stepped out onto solid ground once again. What a moment that must have been. They had survived the greatest catastrophe in human history. They had witnessed Allah's power and His mercy. The earth was washed clean, ready for a new beginning. Hazrat Nuh A.S. and his companions released the animals. The birds flew into the sky. The animals scattered across the land. Life began anew. A new civilization would rise from these survivors, a civilization built on Tawheed and righteousness. The Quran tells us that we are all descendants of those who were with Nuh in the ship. Every human being alive today traces their lineage back to those believers who boarded the ark. We are all children of that faithful community. So, what do we learn from this incredible story? What lessons does the flood of Nuh A.S. teach us today? First, the importance of patience and perseverance. Hazrat Nuh A.S. called his people for 950 years without giving up. In our lives, we may face difficulties for days, months, or years, but we should never lose hope. We should keep striving for the truth. Second, we learn that popularity doesn't equal truth. Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam had very few followers, but he was on the right path. His people were many, but they were wrong. Today, don't judge the truth by how many people follow it. Judge it by whether it aligns with Allah's commands. Third, we see that wealth, status, and power cannot save anyone from Allah's punishment. The chiefs and wealthy people of Nuh's nation thought they were superior, but they drowned like everyone else. Only faith and righteousness matter in the end. Fourth, we learn that even family ties cannot override faith. Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam's own son was not saved because he didn't believe. This teaches us that we should prioritize our relationship with Allah above all other relationships. Fifth, this story reminds us of accountability. The people of Nuh alayhi salam were given 950 years to repent, but they refused. Allah is patient, but His punishment is severe when it comes. We should not delay our repentance thinking we have time. Sixth, we see the power of mockery and how believers should respond to it. People mocked Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam for building a ship in the desert, but he continued with dignity and faith. Today, people may mock you for your prayers, your hijab, your beard, or your values, but remember Nuh alayhi salam and stand firm. Finally, this story shows us Allah's mercy. Despite destroying the disbelievers, He saved the believers and gave humanity a second chance. He is Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, the most merciful and the most compassionate.
Dear friends, the story of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam is not just ancient history. It is a timeless reminder for all of us. The Quran repeatedly tells us stories of past nations so that we may take heed and learn. Today, we live in a world where sin is normalized, where truth is called outdated, and where believers are often mocked. But remember Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. Remember his 950 years of patience. Remember his unwavering faith. When you feel alone in your faith, remember that Nuh alayhi salam had only a handful of followers. When you face mockery for your beliefs, remember that Nuh alayhi salam was ridiculed for building a ship in the desert. When you feel your prayers are not being answered, remember that Nuh alayhi salam prayed for centuries before seeing results. But also remember this: just as the flood came for the disbelievers of Nuh's time, the day of judgment will come for all of us. That day, only our iman and our good deeds will matter. Our wealth, our status, our lineage, nothing will save us except our faith and our actions. So let us learn from this great story. Let us strengthen our iman. Let us be patient in the face of trials. Let us never give up on calling towards the truth, no matter how long it takes. May Allah grant us the patience of Nuh alayhi salam, the faith of those who boarded the ark, and may He save us from the punishment that He sent upon the disbelievers. If you benefited from this video, please share it with others so they too can learn from this blessed story. And remember me in your prayers. Jazakallah khair. Allah Hafiz.